Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of August 10th through the 16th. And during that time, we'll have a waning gibbous moon, and that's a really good time for self-reflection and rebirth, a good time to make positive changes and get rid of negative thinking and bad habits, work towards achieving your goals and aspirations. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter this week, Capricorn. So, as always, keep that in mind and take what resonates, leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading: be bold and make the first move. All right, let's see what the Capricorn Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, my weekly reminder this week is that you notice the world around you for synchronicities. So try to just pay extra attention this week to, maybe an overheard song, overheard conversation. This could be, some repeating numbers that are around you. You might want to look up those angel numbers. And maybe for animals also. Animals for me, if I see an animal that I don't see every day, and of course you see your pets every day, or if you're like me, I'm in the backyard, there's certain birds that I see every day, or my cute little bunnies that come out, all the little nature animals, I see those every day. But occasionally, even in my own backyard, um, I'll see an owl. I don't see an owl all the time. And I will take that owl and say, oh, is there a situation in my life where I need to apply wisdom or the attributes of the owl? Maybe it's being stealthy at night. So when you see an animal like that, that's kind of out of the ordinary for you, try to apply the attributes of that animal to a situation in your life. See if that's helpful. Anyway, so I'm babbling now, but watch for those synchronicities. That is how the universe offers you little clues and breadcrumbs on your unique path that are there to offer you clarity and just a little bit of guidance. So that's my weekly reminder for the week. And without further ado and continued babbling, Capricorn, we will get right into it. August 10 through 16. Be bold and make the first move. Your overall present energy is the Nine of Pentacles. I love this energy because this is just enjoying the fruits of your labor. This is, if it's summertime for you, this could be a week where you're on vacation this week. You're just really relaxed, enjoying the things around you. So love that kind of energy. Your current situation is Temperance, also lovely energy. This is being, just very balanced. This is maybe being inspired. It might be why you're at a tarot reading right now, that you are, kind of moving through a situation where you're maybe seeking a little bit. This is a card of maybe being enlightened, but it's being very centered. It's like you're really thinking about things that are going on. I love both of these energies for you this week. Very measured, beautiful energy. At the root of your situation this week is the Ace of Pentacles. So not only are you just emotionally measured, but here comes more pentacles. You're enjoying the fruits of your labor, and by doing so, something else comes in for you. This could be like a job offer that comes in, a promotion that comes in, a little bit of extra money that comes in. It could be that you hit the lottery a little bit this week. You could, just so there's something coming in for you financially, material. This could be a gift that just comes from you. Maybe a friend hands you a gift, a spouse gives you a gift of something. So something new in the material realm coming your way, which is awesome for the being at the root of your situation. In your recent past is the Hermit. So it looks like you're coming out of a time where you have been doing a little bit of inner searching. So I love all of this. I feel like you're just going through a really thoughtful time right now. It's a really good time for that, again, with the waning gibbous energy, because it is a good time for self-reflection this week. And you've gone through this inner searching. It might be that you've discovered some things or made some progress, and maybe some things that you need to change. Of course, your overall message is be bold and make the first move. Let's see if we can figure out what that message is about. What's on your mind this week is moving toward the future here with the Six of Swords. So new thoughts, new ideas, very calm emotionally. I just get this like, some of you may be on vacation. Drop me a comment down below and let me know if you're sitting on a beach somewhere watching this. I would not be surprised. that you're just, it's really a good relaxing time for you right now, Capricorn. What is just ahead of you this week? The ultimate happiness here with the 10 of cups. Love that as well. Look at you. Just, you're just having a good time right now. And I really love that for you. I just get this again, like we see the calm water here in the 6 of Swords. And that's just where I feel like you are, that you're watching calm water. You're maybe even around water. You might be around friends, family, but you're just kind of enjoying yourself. And I love that. In your advice position is the King of Pentacles. So, you're in a place where you're very knowledgeable about how the material world works, how, things like money and finances work, how just things in the material world. And you're not only for you, but also in your kingdom. So you may be in a place where you're giving advice this week to maybe someone, younger or less experienced, doesn't even have to be younger, but just less experienced than you. Someone may be coming to you for that sort of information, that sort of knowledge that you have. And I've known a few Capricorns, and this is something that is very Capricorn, this King of Pentacles energy. You guys know how to buckle down, get things done. You're very goal oriented, and you achieve your goals, and you just kind of put blinders on and get there. So you may have someone around you this week that is kind of asking you for advice. And of course, other signs, we don't have those attributes, and we do have to go to people like you and say, hey, how do you do that? What is it that you're doing that the rest of us cannot accomplish? So that's awesome. That's in your advice position. And so maybe you may actually be giving advice to someone. So if someone comes to you looking for that kind of information, just definitely be patient with them and help them walk through those steps to clarity, like something that you're really good at. What's beyond your control this week is the 3 of Wands, which again, this is a card of travel. So are you traveling? Are you on vacation? I bet some of you are. For some reason, this might just be the week that the Capricorn Collective decided that it's time to be on vacation. Some of you may have planned this, but that's definitely, this is a card of travel and just kind of seeing what's out there in the world, which is, that's such a good thing with vacation. We just came off of our vacation, and I always come back with, and I make little changes just in our house. It's like you find out that, oh, there's some things I can live without. There are things that we always get a vacation house. It's like, oh, there are things about that house that I liked. I would like to apply that in my own house. And I always just come away with some new perspective of how to live a little bit differently. And that happens with travel. You see how other people are living, or you get to experience something for a week that you now want to adopt into your own life. So, and that's beyond your control, is just kind of be out there learning from the world this week. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid? Is the King of Swords. So we've got King of Pentacles, which is very knowledgeable about the material world, money, how things work, investments, that sort of thing. King of Swords is very logical. This is someone who, I call him the Mr. Spock of the deck. He's just, it's all about logic, intellect. So is it your secret desire to be more like that? Or are you trying to avoid that? That'll be your big question this week. Are you trying to up the ante in the intellectual realm? Or are you just not trying to do it? And that's really up to you. It's fine either way, but that might be your big question this week. And your outcome card is the Devil. So, and isn't that the card of Capricorn? Isn't this your card? I'm the worst at remembering which major arcana cards are astrologically yours, but the Devil. So the outcome is, make sure that you are not being closed minded, that you are suffering from a lack of confidence. I don't feel that, but this might just be headed towards you, right? That you are having a little bit of self doubt, that you're this could be you're struggling with some sort of dependency, or you're distracted by something. And this could be to the point of obsession. Are you, and I'm looking at both of these king cards. You've got this very powerful, knowledgeable energy, and does it distract you from things that are important? Are you a little stressed out because of it? Are you feeling a little bit obsessive because of the way things go for you, that things kind of work? So that might be something that you need to check yourself on. And again, for some of you, this might be something about an addiction or dependency. This could be, maybe it's something having to do with alcohol. It could be, I'm feeling more of that than it would be kind of a drug thing. But and you're on vacation, obviously, but are you maybe noticing that, maybe it's a time to not do that as much as maybe you have in the past. So keep that in mind, because your outcome is the devil for some reason. That is maybe at the end of this calm era, you've got this devil, this calm week, you've got this devil on your shoulder that's kind of whispering insecurities and things into your ear, or making you a little bit closed minded, or making you it's just false. So make sure that you're at least aware of that might be, that might be the outcome here at the end of your very relaxing week. What is at the bottom of the deck hidden from you is some anxiety. So yeah, I feel like you're super, super relaxed this week. Don't let this devil creep in and ruin it, because everything's great. You're just balanced. You're thinking about the future. You've come out of this self this inner searching, and this search for some kind of peace, and you're really enjoying the fruits of your labor. Let's not enjoy them too much, especially if it, again, I get the feeling that with alcohol, and we all learn as we get a little bit older, oh, alcohol was fun back in the day. Now that hangover doesn't feel quite as great, as we all to get up there in age. I know that's been my experience. It's like, ugh, one drink, thanks, that's enough now. Where's the pillow? I'm ready to hit the hay. So let's get a final word here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Capricorn. See what this says. Address your addictions. Wow, isn't that interesting, Mr. Capricorn or Mrs. Capricorn, or however that might go? That was kind of a feeling I'm getting. Are you having some sort of situation there? And you know what? It might not even be, major full blown addiction, but you might just be leaning that way. Again, that was something just intuitively with alcohol that came through. And if it's making you feel like crap, you do need to address that, and try without it. Try life without it. See how that goes. Let's see what you guys need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care for Capricorn this week is about security. True security comes from having a reserve of time, space, energy, personal power, and love. Make deposits in all of these accounts and you'll be a wealthy person indeed. Okay, so make sure that you're having a reserve of time, space, energy, personal power, and love. So you do kind of need to make deposits in all of those areas. And I'm kind of seeing that through, this card is kind of about friends and family. These other cards are about, serving your material needs, serving your travel and adventure needs, thinking about the future in an intellectual way. This is your question. Are you going to do that a little bit more or a little bit less? But make sure that those addictions aren't blowing the whole thing. You don't have any anxiety this week. You're kind of relaxing. And it could be, again, that you're learning the lesson that, like, oh, even on vacation, those few drinks, I don't feel better when I do it. Of course, it feels great in the moment usually, but it's paying the piper in the morning with that hangover. So Capricorn, I really appreciate your time here with me today. Please drop me a comment, let me know. And especially if any of you are facing that with addiction, or if that's some sort of lesson that you have also been learning lately or this week, that's just not serving you as well. I don't think it's serving any of us as well as it used to, right? And I've even noticed, the younger generations, they just don't imbibe as much as maybe the rest of us did as we were coming up. So, we're learning a little bit more about what those things are. It is truly a poison. We're poisoning our bodies when we have alcohol. So pay attention to that. See if it's something that you struggle with. And if you need to get help, definitely do that. But if it's something that you do need to be thinking about, then go ahead and put the time and energy into thinking about. But anyway, Capricorn, I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use. Drop me a comment again if you're comfortable sharing about anything that you're going through. I do read every comment and will respond to you. I do post weekly readings, so come back next week and we'll see if this energy continues or if there's something totally new here for you. Also, if you like my reading style, of course, if you hit that like and subscribe button or comment, it just pushes me up in the algorithm. And I really do appreciate that as a newer YouTuber. It really helps my channel and I appreciate that so much. But most importantly, it'll help you find me next week. So thanks so much, Capricorn. Good luck with all this and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.